This is the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas, and the whole shebang, not to mention the King of Cleveland, and of course, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, and you're listening to the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show.
Produced by the Cleveland Sound Radio Network. Here is the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show, hosted by Glenn Moore and Steve Guy.
We are back in sunny, but not warm, Cleveland, Ohio, broadcasting live from the CLE Sound Studios here in Lakewood as the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show makes its return to the Cleveland area from sunny California, sunny San Jose, San Fran, the Bay Area, out in Cali as we partaked in WrestleMania festivities. I'm Glenn Moore, joined here by my co-host Steve Guy, and we will be bringing you our recap of WrestleMania, our Raw recap, and we have two guests on the show this week. We will play our interviews from Mark Henry and from the one-man band, baby, Heath Slater will be joining us. Of course, those interviews are brought to you by Weber Grill and Weber Grill Steakhouse. So we have those interviews coming up, but we're going to recap Raw and WrestleMania and kind of put a big fat bow on our weekend out in San Jose as we experienced WrestleCon, we experienced WrestleMania, Access, and just random walking into and walking by random superstars of today and of yesterday, and also the future of WWE as well. So, Steve, our show we posted 2 days ago recapped our weekend in general. Not really recapping WrestleMania, but recapping just our general...
The WrestleMania experience.
Yes, the experience of WrestleMania. We were out there, so we did that. And then now we're going to go delve into WrestleMania. We have a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, a man who has been on this show. Mr. Seth Rollins is the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. They teased a rematch on Raw with Brock Lesnar. So Brock goes from being champion on WrestleMania to now being suspended and possibly facing a huge fine for attacking Michael Cole, who will be at Raw, even though he got F5'd on Raw. He will be at Raw next week. So a lot to get into, but first to start, new champion. I think it was great booking, great storytelling, and I love the ending, and I am excited to have Seth Rollins as champion because this opens up more believable storylines and feuds, and it's going to start at Extreme Rules. We're going to have Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton for the title.
It was actually the most exciting easy out I've ever seen in terms of a debate. Because you had so many people like, no, if Roman Reigns wins, we're not going to be a part of that. And then
we riot.
And then people who wanted Roman Reigns to win, and people in backstage who specifically wanted Roman Reigns to win. So how do you settle that debate? Well, what if we don't have Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns win? Perfect. Great. We get out of it. We just throw everybody this awesome curveball, and everybody gets happy because even though they're upset, they're like, oh, my God. And it just makes Rollins more of a heel. You never lose when you make what's supposed to be your biggest heel an even bigger heel.
Yeah, and the crowd loved it, and it was not, I wouldn't say totally unexpected, but it was definitely made you excited. I mean, I was pumped to see what was going to happen. Are they actually going to, is he going to cash it in? Is Ambrose going to come out? Is somehow Rollins not going to be able to cash in time? Reigns going to attack him? It's something was going to happen, but it actually kept going on. I'm like, Rollins has to win. Rollins has to win this and be able to cash it in on Reigns because I don't think it would have been that believable.
No, him beating on Lesnar. No, it wouldn't have worked out. And meanwhile, how about Seth Rollins? If last year's WrestleMania belonged to Daniel Bryan, this one belonged to Seth Rollins, even though he lost the first match. Yeah. Because phenomenal performance, and nobody is ever going to forget that RKO he took at the end of it. But you're absolutely right with how it ended. He couldn't beat Brock Lesnar. You just couldn't see that happening.
Right.
I love the fact that they bloodied Brock Lesnar and he was still just an all-out beast.
And we thought that he bladed because you don't see guys bleeding that much on their own. But even WWE put a statement out saying that they did not, that was not part of what was going to happen. That accidents happen, and that was not a blade job. That was actually legit. So Lesnar was, I think that added to the effect of the whole situation. That Lesnar ran into the ring post. He was bleeding all over. I think it added to the whole match. Oh, look at Lesnar. He is human. He is right. He is a man that can bleed. And then
but he's still a badass.
Yeah, but still be able to to wrestle, and that kind of made it more believable. Like, okay, he is down, he's hurt, and come in Seth Rollins. It was a perfect storyline. Everything happened perfectly, and what a way to end the WrestleMania. I think one of the best endings of WrestleMania. I know Daniel Bryan was a cool story, but this was one that surprised us and shocked everybody.
Yeah, it was similar to, actually, when you think about it, almost like a sequel to the triple threat with John Cena and Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar, because you saw Brock Lesnar can go down, but he makes his way back and he overcomes things. But this is saying what I think they wanted to say, in that Roman Reigns at this point is stronger than a John Cena at this point. I think that's believable. Cena's getting older and whatnot, and that continues to be his storyline. So, yeah, that's believable. So you had these two mammoths colliding, beating the hell out of each other, and that's exactly what happened. And then, that's the right time. Seth Rollins couldn't beat Lesnar against Cena because maybe Cena didn't beat Lesnar down just as much as Reigns did. This way he did, cashes in. And meanwhile, Brock Lesnar still was able to put Roman Reigns a little bit more over because of the beating that he took. Smiling as he's getting slapped in the face.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, man, that was when they showed in the stadium the slow motion instant replay of Brock Lesnar's hand catching Roman Reigns. This massive bitch slap. That was incredible.
It was a great match, and a little more respect towards Roman Reigns. The guy has to work on his promos and the whole character aspect of who Roman Reigns is. But he had a great match with Lesnar, a believable match. Lesnar dominated, and then you had Reigns come back, and it almost seemed like it wasn't because of Reigns out muscling Lesnar. It was because he found a little opening and was able to capitalize. He gave, 3 or 4 Superman punches to Lesnar in a row.
Yeah, Lesnar not going down.
Yeah, so he kept building it up, and with the more, it wasn't just Reigns overpowering, it was Reigns taking advantage of a situation, which I think the way that you should book Brock Lesnar. So Rollins wins. They go to Raw. They tease a rematch between these two, and when they came out at the first hour that this was not going to happen.
Right. You remember what I told you the night of WrestleMania afterwards? And I said, tomorrow night is going to be great. Classic Brock Lesnar. He is just going to tear up the place and beat the hell out of everybody in sight.
Yeah. Which we saw it coming a mile away.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect them to tease a match. So Rollins was out there first. Lesnar comes down ready to go. They had the pyros, everything ready to go. And then Rollins comes out and says, this is not going to happen. He runs away. Lesnar's pissed.
Catches him twice.
He flips it over the announce table, attacks Michael Cole. Poor Michael Cole gets an F5. The ring area is taken out. All the announcers are taken out. Byron Saxton had to come out, which was horrible on commentary. Horrible.
Not good, yeah.
Lawler came out to save it. And then, they sold the whole Lesnar was suspended. Stephanie came out.
F5 to the only cameraman with a camera built from the 1990s.
from the Attitude Era. But so Lesnar is suspended. That takes him off TV for a while, which is believable.
Sure, yeah.
And now you have Rollins, a champion that's going to be on TV every week, every Raw and SmackDown, going to build some unique feuds. Randy Orton's the first one. Randy Orton saying he hasn't had a title match yet. That's going to be at Extreme Rules.
Right.
And this opens up, like I said, a whole bunch of matchups that we haven't seen, which I think is great for the title. You have 3 guys with the title in Rollins, Cena, and Daniel Bryan, who are main event guys carrying all 3 belts.
Right.
Which makes all 3 belts main event status for both shows, which I think is great for the business.
Yeah, hopefully then, with this in mind, where they are lacking is SmackDown. So potentially, maybe we can see better things on that. But also, with the main event guys carrying the U.S. title and the IC title, we're potentially going to see more matches and better matches on Raw, which has been a huge thing too. Yeah. Don't give me, 2 hours of promos and just 1 hour of wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're going to have Cena versus Rusev again at Extreme Rules. So we have that. So you have 2 WrestleMania matches going to be at Extreme Rules. Spoiler alert if you haven't, if this goes up before SmackDown and you haven't seen the spoilers.
Did Rusev have the best entrance at WrestleMania to you?
A tank wins all. The best
Cannons?
Entrance.
I mean, that's
amazing.
Pretty good.
The Russian shoulder. You had everything that aspect of it was there for Rusev, and he is built like a tank. So obviously, him in a tank was
he is a
perfect,
tank.
Was perfect.
It was Rusev inside Rusev.
The one entrance I did not like, and we'll get into this one because I want to talk about this, is Sting and Triple H. And Triple H coming out to the Terminator. You had Schwarzenegger with the intro. You had Triple H dressed as one of those guys. But here's the thing. Here's what I don't get. He came out, rises up.
Yeah.
Triple H dressed in the Terminator thing, and he had the guys around him, Terminator guys, which means that he's with them, right?
Right.
So then Triple H just handed the heads of the machines, like he just killed them. So whose side is he on?
It's his own sign.
But
I don't know. He's the game.
Which is perfect because he's a backstabber.
Yeah.
Which is his whole character. You can't trust him. I think it was great, but it was one big movie promo. It was okay. Didn't really make any sense.
Yeah, I think the point was to help Arnold out. They got this great standing relationship with Arnold, take advantage of him being into the Hall of Fame that weekend, the Terminator movie coming out, Triple H getting inducted in at the Arnold Classic. So, yeah, that was everything tying in there. I thought maybe he should have came out more so like on the motorcycle with the leather jacket then.
The old Triple H?
Well, I mean, if you're going to be the Terminator, right? Throw back to the original Terminator when Arnold gets on or Terminator 2, whichever one it was, he gets on the motorcycle with the leather jacket and is all cool in the shades.
I think it was a mixture of that and then his Triple H with the King of Kings with the whole crown and everything. It was like he's like the king of Terminator, which I didn't get. So you had Triple H versus Sting, and while we were there live, I don't think the entrances of either Triple H or anybody, because it was sunny out, it was daytime.
Yeah, they weren't done justice.
And it was not the same effect as it would be, say, in a dome stadium where the lights go out and you had Sting come out, Triple H. I think it would have been a lot cooler for all these, Undertaker, Bray Wyatt, if this was in a dome stadium. It takes away being unique, and maybe they'll rethink this later on, having shows on the West Coast like this.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably do entrances during the daytime, but it's got to be different than what you did. I thought maybe if Sting's Black Smoke actually came out better and more of it.
But even in the daytime, I don't think it has the same kind of effect.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm just thinking at nighttime you're not going to see the black smoke.
Yeah.
But then it'd be white smoke. But yeah, I mean, the black smoke being unique there. Yeah, again, Triple H's entrance, I don't know that I care if it's during the day or at night.
But Taker, Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, you could tell they're waiting for that match to get dark.
Yeah.
But you're right. An Undertaker scary entrance needs to be at night.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
So you had that, and you had, it wasn't these guys with, darkness, dark characters need the dark entrances. Took a little bit away from it, especially Sting first time in WWE ring, first time WrestleMania. Thought it could be a little bit better. I didn't really like the whole entrance of the drums, which I think they're trying to base it off as his video game character thing, whatever. But didn't really do anything for me. The match was more of a gimmick match. You had NWO, DX come out, face off. You had Hogan with the NWO. And I was hoping with HBK, Flair would come out.
Yeah, but it was the Monday Night Wars. That's basically what you got out of that match.
Yeah,
it was the Monday Night Wars, and that's fine. It was as a fan, you're sitting there watching it. It was fun and nostalgic and just fun to watch. I think that when you put Sting and Triple H at this point in time into a match together, we weren't all sitting here thinking this is going to be an incredible match for the work that they're going to do. We're all thinking, yeah, this is what we want to see. I don't know what it is we're going to see, but I'm hoping and thinking this is probably going to be a good match somehow. And I think that's what all that interference and adding to it did, really. I
didn't expect DX and NWO to come out, which was a surprise.
Yeah, it was
I
cool.
didn't expect that. I didn't understand really how the NWO would come out and help Sting.
Yes.
Because a battle for somebody, that was a legendary battle. And it was WCW versus NWO. So why is the NWO representing WCW? I don't really get that. They're against each other the whole time.
Yeah, like I said, because it's the Monday Night Wars.
But yeah,
That's
I
mean, Sting had a moment where he looked surprised, are these guys coming for me?
Yeah,
against me?
I thought they were because of the Click.
Right, and so
everything.
did I.
But
I was like, holy crap, how many guys are going to beat up Sting right now?
Yeah.
And who's going to come to his defense? DDP, Booker T, and that's about it. Which would have been cool to see all them too. But it was good. It was still fun to watching all those guys. Good God, take the bumps.
Yeah.
They did. Hold your
Scott
breath.
Hall if you would have taken Scott Hall for 2 years ago, that guy would not be able to take a bump, and he took a bump. He took a backflip.
A little bit better shape right now.
Yeah. Then Kevin Nash faked like he hurt his quad. That was a famous. He grabbed his leg. It was a little shot to all the marks out there. But these guys took some bumps, and HBK came out. I was hoping Flair would come out to even the odds, but then, Flair. I was hoping, but didn't happen. Maybe that was because it's going to be the long run from the stage. Maybe Flair can't make it.
Yeah, that's true. That would have been a long.
He had to walk
trek. Yeah.
What was he going to do? Dance his way down the ring?
Yeah.
Not going to happen. But still, it was that was great because it was early in the night.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't one of the featured main events. You didn't waste one of the featured main events or possibly cutting time off that because of it being pushed later in the night. It was during the day. It was early on. I thought it was perfect that time. Just like to see Flair. Cena wins. Daniel Bryan wins. Their matches. Really no surprise. With Cena winning, you kind of had an inkling that was going to happen, and obviously Daniel Bryan was our choice to win as well.
Yeah. That was again another fun match with the ladder match going on.
Yeah, it had their usual spots. It felt rushed though. I was told before on Saturday night that they cut it down to 15 minutes, so it felt right. It felt like all the spots were rushed. It didn't really have the same kind of feel to me like a Money in the Bank ladder match. I think they were more worried about rushing to the next spot than actually wrestling, which kind of took it away. I don't think it was good enough to be one of the best match of the night, but still had his decent spots. And obviously Bryan wins, which is kind of predictable.
Which then led us into Raw. And if what we're going to get out of this is a Daniel Bryan Dolph Ziggler rivalry, I'm sold. That'll be a lot of fun to watch multiple matches of those two.
I don't think we're going to get that just yet with Sheamus coming back. And the
WrestleMania, that's true, yeah.
WrestleMania had no Sheamus. No Sheamus at all.
No.
Maybe his beard wasn't grown out enough to put little bands in it yet.
Yeah. I love the old school thought process, though. Sheamus is going to come back. He's going to trick everybody that he is a face. But, did you notice he's wearing black trunks now and all black? So that means he's evil.
It's the Mark Henry turn.
Yeah.
That's like he's a good guy. It's a Big Show turn, too. That's what they do with Big Show. So Sheamus doesn't come back on WrestleMania, which was great. Comes back on Raw as a not a new character, but new look. He is now. They're going to have a program, which on SmackDown they're going to have him and Barrett versus Ziggler and Bryan.
Yes.
Which isn't bad. But I kind of like the new look.
You do.
Fresh.
The fans called him stupid.
Well, of course, he's a heel.
You look stupid, they said.
Of course.
On Monday night.
He's a heel.
I don't mind the mohawk.
I think it was more of the
those
warrior.
things in the beard are
That's
weird.
what they did back in the day for warriors. They had so he is a Celtic warrior,
I guess.
and I guess he has new entrance music too. So,
It sounded the same on Monday. But
on
I
SmackDown-
suppose that's part of the trick.
Yeah,
right?
On SmackDown it was new music. So I guess he has new music, so it's a new look. I like it. We'll see how this goes as heel Sheamus, teaming with him. It should be called the United Kingdom. That'd be nice. Both European guys.
The Irish don't like to be considered part of the United Kingdom.
Okay.
Yeah. The United Kingdom is more so like England, Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that was nice. That was nice. The Rock came back.
Yeah, he did.
Kind of knew that was going to happen because I was hanging at the hotel and we saw The Rock's mom walking around.
Yeah.
So you kind of figured The Rock was going to come back.
Plus, we had some awesome. We were able to watch the interview with our friend Chris Van Vliet.
Yes.
Who The Rock teased that in his interview, telling him, "Don't you worry about what I'm doing on Sunday." So we had a pretty good indicator that was going to happen.
Yeah.
It was just a matter of how it was going to happen, which pretty cool the way it did, bringing out Ronda Rousey from the crowd. The Authority goes out there first. You're like, what? Why? Why are they out here? Great, they got to make the announcement. But then it just seemed like, okay, is this dragging? Where's this going?
It did drag a little bit.
And then The Rock came out there.
Yeah.
And then perfect to just go over to Ronda. And I mean, if you're Dana White right now, and Brock Lesnar went on SportsCenter to say, "I'm not going to UFC."
It's free pub.
Then, I guess. And then Ronda Rousey sitting there at WrestleMania. It is free pub. You're right.
I don't think he'd be upset. It's free pub. She's still getting.
Yeah, so maybe he's happy. I don't know.
I don't think he'd be upset at all because, like I said, it's free pub.
He would have been upset if she did some sort of spot and got hurt.
Well, yeah, that's why they only did the
judo toss on
that
Triple H, and then Steph getting her arm almost broken.
Yeah, so I'm sure they're going to do something with that in WrestleMania 32. But I'm sorry, I don't want to. I want to see Triple H versus Rock 1-on-1. I don't want to see a mixed tag team.
No,
match.
yeah, I don't either.
Say that for SummerSlam.
Maybe they can do that in SummerSlam this year.
The whole thing can come from this, but hopefully The Rock does come back and wrestle Triple H.
Maybe. Well, I mean, one of the rumors out there is The Rock and Brock at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
If that's not going to be your case, a mixed tag team match at SummerSlam this year, because they keep, talking about and teasing the rivalry that they had.
Yeah.
So now you have a mixed tag match at SummerSlam, which is kind of your halfway point, so to speak, towards WrestleMania. So now they've already had one match, and then you see them one-on-one at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That could be cool. It'd be a lot of fun.
I wouldn't mind that, but we're going to have to see. I guess you're calling out all. You're going to go full-blown with Dallas for WrestleMania.
Everything's bigger.
Stone Cold, Rock, Sting, Undertaker. It's going to be a stacked card the next year for WrestleMania if everything goes to plan. All right, let's. We're going to take a little break. We're going to play these interviews for you. 2 interviews from Access. Mark Henry and the one-man band Heath Slater guests on this week's show. We had The Miz and Bo Dallas on our show from 2 days ago. So we had these shows for you from Access, part of our WrestleMania coverage, and they are presented by...
Oh, they are presented to you and us by Weber Grills. Download the free Weber Grill app where you will find mouth-watering recipes and guides on tips and techniques for using your grill. Information will be delivered to your device weekly and are guaranteed to keep the fire burning. Go to Weber.com for more information.
All right, we'll play these back-to-back. Mark Henry and Heath Slater right here on the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show.
Step up, Ricky. Yes, sir. Somebody gon' get their ass kicked. Somebody gon' get their wig split. Somebody gon' get their ass kicked. Somebody gon' get their wig split.
We're here with Mark Henry here at Access in San Jose. You're in the Battle Royal. You are a man that's hard to throw to the top rope. You're at an advantage against the rest of the guys because of your stature, your strength, and your size.
Well, I figure I get it in early.
Yeah.
Either I'm gonna go out in a blaze of glory, or I'm gonna end up like a comet. I'm gonna go out there with the intent on throwing people out as quick as I can and trying to get heavy in the rear end if they try to throw me out.
Mark, you've been a long-time fan favorite. Every time somebody thinks you're coming towards the end of your career, you come back, and we always love it. But I think at this point, one of the things that fans want to see, and we all hope you want to see, is the return of Sexual Chocolate.
You know what, man? Sexual Chocolate is an extension of who I am. But, I'm an old married guy now with kids. I'm like Al Bundy, man. I just stay at home, put my hand in my pants, just sit there and flip channels. That's kind of what Sexual Chocolate has evolved to.
You've been a part of so many WrestleManias. You've had a lot of moments yourself, but maybe is there one thing that you would like to do, not just as WrestleMania, but career-wise before you hang it up?
You know what? Not really. I've done everything. I want to advance the industry to be able to get into the inner cities and to hit the small markets and not just rely on social media and spending money on TV and billboards and ads to drive our business. Our business evolved from the corny, from the circus type of environment. And that's touching grassroots type stuff. And that's kind of what I'm going to try to bring back to the business when I'm done.
One last question. Favorite WrestleMania moment all time, maybe as a fan?
Mick Foley, Undertaker.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Thanks, Mark.
I'm just one man. Whoa, but I'm a one-man band. All right.
All right, we are here at Access with the one-man band, baby, Heath Slater.
One-man band, baby.
You're competing on Sunday in the Andre the Giant Battle
Am I?
Royal. Are you? Yeah, I think you are,
Yeah,
right?
I might be. Yeah, I think I
Might
am.
make an appearance?
I might make an appearance, Yeah, if I show up, I'll be there.
All right. I mean, you've been off TV for a little bit. You think you have an advantage being a little more fresh than the other guys that are competing?
Yeah, probably not, but a little rusty, But it's one of those things. It's a battle royal. Anything could happen, I mean, there's 30 dudes. I think maybe 30 dudes, but I only have 2 eyes, so I can only keep my eyes on so many people. So so I guess my strategy would be either hold on for dear life or just try to throw out a lot of guys. So I'm probably going to go on with the holding on for dear life look. So, yeah.
You know, you talk about only having your two eyes. You've been one-man band. You've been in a tag team, Slater Gator. Been in a three-man band. Do you like being a solo act, or is it easier having somebody look out for you?
I mean, of course it's easier when you have someone looking out for you, but honestly, I've always been better at a solo act, even like back before WWE days and during WWE days. But then again, it's like, it's whatever they want, you got to do. So to me, it's like I would love to be a solo act, and I wish they would keep me that way, because I'd rather, die on my own little leaf than rely on somebody else, So, but it's all good, Solo act, Heath Slater, I guess.
Or even asking
Slater experience, whatever.
We've been asking every superstar what their favorite WrestleMania moment, whether you're involved, whether you're not. What tops your list?
Honestly, my favorite Mania moment would probably be watching Shawn Michaels and Taker, the very first one. That's like the match that I remember sitting, watching, and falling for everything that they did, and I loved it. That's probably my WrestleMania moment that I like seeing. Being in a WrestleMania moment is probably when we were the core going against WWE, but watching was Shawn and Taker number one.
All right, the one-man band, baby, here on the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show.
Good deal, man.
Thanks to WBPR for letting us come out to Access and do some interviews. Joe Vella from WBE for hooking us up with The Miz, Mark Henry, Bo Dallas, and Heath Slater. And you can go back and listen to other interviews on the show as we on our iTunes, Stitcher, we're on CLESound.com, a ton of different platforms for you to listen to the show, and you can check out all our past interviews right there on the feed and all the different other platforms. And our interviews this week are brought to you by...
Oh, they are brought to you again by Weber. Mark Henry, by the way, no longer sexual chocolate. He sounds like a guy that just wants to go back home in Texas and cook on his Weber grill. But join the Weber Nation community where you can share stories, recipes, photos, and participate in blogs. Go to Weber.com, the heart of Weber and the hub of Weber love.
So thanks to them for sponsoring our interview portions of the show right here on the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show. Look for them all plastered all over our show in the coming months right here on CLESound.com. All right, final segment of the show. Next week, though, we will have Too Cold Scorpio.
Oh, yeah.
On the show. We'll play our interview with him. That will be next week. And we will also have Cleveland Browns tight end Gary Barnidge, a man who loves wrestling, a man that was at WrestleMania, hung out with him at Access and the following night at WrestleMania. So it was nice to see him. Loves wrestling, so he'll be having him on the show in the coming weeks as well. So look for that. So Too Cold Scorpio, Gary Barnidge on the show coming up. And then later this month, we will be at AIW's event later on here in Cleveland. We will have Mickey James is going to be in town. The Young Bucks, Kurt Hawkins, Brian Myers they're going to be here. So go to AIWrestling.com for tickets. Tickets are still available. The VIPs are gone, but you can still get the general admission $20 on the website AIWrestling.com. Shout out to John Thorne for letting us come out there and do some interviews. So we're going to have a lot of interviews coming up in the next month or two right here on This Is Awesome Wrestling Show. Wrapping up our coverage of WrestleMania. We had our whole experience podcast posted on Monday. If you didn't get a chance to listen to it, Bo Dallas and The Miz were on that show. But overall, a great weekend going to WrestleMania and just experiencing the whole weekend. Staying at the same hotel as WrestleCon. Just overall to see a bunch of guys that you never met before, and to be able to just we saw Lex Luger. We walked past Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
We had a little conversation with the animal.
Conversation with the animal.
There you go.
Shouted, testifying, Devon Dudley.
Who can say they've done that?
Glenn Moore can.
I can. And then said, damn, to Ron Simmons.
And him return it. Him return the damn.
So that was great.
That's the best part. Anybody can shout damn at Ron Simmons.
Yeah.
But to get it back is good. Yeah. Fun weekend in general. WrestleMania was cool. I gotta say, obviously one of my favorite characters is Bray Wyatt, and again back to No Darkness. I did miss not seeing all the Fireflies out there at WrestleMania, but that's okay. Monday night was cool too. Monday Night Raw was a good episode.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good follow up. My favorite thing that happened on Monday, I just want to throw this out there since we're gonna give ourselves a little bit of pat on the back. One of our favorite past interviews, Adrian Neville, now formerly of NXT, made his Raw debut and defeated Curtis Axel. That was, he put on a pretty good show there, doing everything you'd want to see with his little superhero kind of gimmick. It looks like
Mighty
we're gonna go
Mouse.
with.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Well,
Terrible.
I don't know. That's going to be Mighty Mouse, but he's got the cape
Yeah.
because he is the man that Gravity forgot.
Yeah.
But it's awesome to see him finally on Raw, so that was cool to see the little influx there.
Yeah, it was great to see that.
Plus our two favorite tag teams.
Lucha.
The Lucha Dragons and the New Day.
Being at WrestleCon and being around wrestling, you play a lot of wrestling themes. And the two themes that were played a lot while we're hanging out, you and I, and also with Chris, was Lucha Dragons theme and the New Day, and they teamed up on Raw together, which was terrific.
It was a weekend dream come true.
It was definitely awesome.
Prior to that weekend, I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, but this weekend it's amazing. But it was great, and I think we found out next year when we go, if we go, hopefully, knock on wood, is we stay at WrestleCon or around that vicinity, because that was just an experience as it is.
Yeah.
To walk around and be a little more involved with that, maybe do a show from there.
Yeah.
Have a lot of guests come on, and also do access to WrestleMania, the whole 9 yards, but maybe get there, for WrestleCon too, because there's amazing. Now the question I have is, WrestleCon features a lot of the old wrestlers, guys who are not under WWE contract, but they, Flair was there. You had Bret Hart, guys who are on Legends contracts, but they can still do other things. I'm sure they're allowed to do other things, but main roster guys are not allowed to do outside WWE things, but these guys can. But WWE always has their cuts around this time. After WrestleMania, they start cutting the budget. They start going over, okay, you need to cut this guy. The question I have to you, Steve Guy, we talked about this a lot, was which current WWE superstar on the main roster right now will be featured at WrestleCon 2016?
You know what? I think I might change my answer.
All right.
I was going to say Zack Ryder, despite loving him.
That's
I know
my-
we've
that's
talked
my
about
answer.
that. But as I think about this through my head, what about the Ascension?
No.
Do you think that they're going to make it?
Yeah, they'll be there for a while.
I don't know. Maybe there's just this flash in the pan.
No, they'll give, if anything, they'll send them down to NXT, back down to NXT, and rebrand them. They won't just fire them.
Yeah.
That's a bit too quick. Has to be a couple of veteran guys that have just not caught on in a couple of years.
You might see a Christian, because we haven't seen him on TV in some time.
No, he'll have a veteran's contract, if anything. He'll be still around.
Yeah,
He's a valuable piece.
probably Zach. Unfortunately, I don't even want to give that a woo
Woo,
woo
woo,
no.
woo.
I-
You know it.
I don't want to know it.
Selling some merch.
I love
I'm
watching
so
him
sad.
on there.
But he would make bank, though.
It would.
I mean, if he went to any scene, he would make bank.
Or, well, I guess potentially Goldust if he's retired.
Yeah.
I know he's going to be an agent, but he should still be able to do some stuff.
Nah, I think if you're an agent, you're not allowed to do that stuff either.
All right, so it'll depend upon that.
Yeah.
Or maybe Curtis Axel.
Oh, no.
Honestly, Axel Mania, this could be his last go round.
I hope that's true. No, I think it would be. I think it's going to be Zack Ryder. Unfortunately,
I hope it's none of those guys. I enjoy all of them.
Me too, but then again, it's
What do you say? Titus O'Neil is one.
Titus O'Neil.
Oh, I
could be
guess-
the one.
I don't want.
Who?
I don't want to say it.
Darren Young.
No.
Who?
An interview we just had on the show.
Who? Oh no, Heath Slater, the one-man band. That could be a possibility too.
Yeah.
It's sad, but hey, it's a legitimate question.
He's gonna listen to this because we're gonna tweet out that we
Oh,
play
no.
his interview. Let's cut this part
Yeah.
out.
All right. No, we'll be fine. He won't listen to this part. All right. Overall, a fantastic weekend in San Jose, in the Bay Area, San Fran. some great hospitality. The price is a little high. And one thing we did learn is that taxi drivers in San Jose,
Very upset with Uber drivers.
they hate
Hate 'em.
Uber drivers and Lyft. They hate. We got so many dirty looks that we're sending out the hotel. Oh, need taxi? Need taxi? No, we're waiting for Uber. Uber? Wandering around underneath their breath.
Yeah.
They hate them with a passion. And then we had one guy trying to deal with us. How much?
Yeah. Should have been he's giving us. He said $20 to the San Francisco airport. Can you beat that?
Yeah, $20. I would have taken it
From San Jose. No.
Yeah, never know. But overall, a great experience.
Did not get to meet up with any Tinder sweethearts. So I guess you'll all just have to keep being fans of us out there, Tinder sweethearts in San Jose, breaking
boy.
Tinder hearts everywhere.
Tinder was not looking good that weekend at all. I'm sorry, Tinder was not looking good that weekend. Woo! All right.
Probably looks good if you're a WWE wrestler.
That, or if you're one of the WWE guy coming in, that has standards and
Yeah.
has certain deal breakers that are waivable if you're okay. It was bad. It was really bad.
Yeah.
We didn't go to the hot tub though, which I heard was okay because I heard the hot tub was terrible there.
Ours at the hotel?
Yeah.
We did not go in there.
We did not go in there. We could have though. We could have used the
The
helper.
lowering thing,
lowering thing.
for handy capable folks.
All right, we'll wrap it up before this gets too crazy. We're going to talk to you next week. Too Cold Scorpio on the show. Look for Gary Barnes to be on the show as well. And we'll be going into AIW and into their wrestling promotion and their event in April. And a big thank you to Weber Grill because they sponsored our interview portion of the show this week in our WrestleMania trip. Big thank you to them.
Yeah. Did you know that they also have restaurants, Glenn?
Oh, they do.
Yeah. You can enjoy the flavors of charcoal grilling all year long at Weber Grill restaurants. Stop into one of their 4 Midwest locations in Chicago and Indianapolis. Visit WeberGrillRestaurant.com for addresses and directions, and sign up for the new Grill Club, where you can earn great loyalty awards.
Yes.
How about that?
Great.
My mouth is watering.
I need a steak right now. Right now.
Yeah, that'd be so good.
Whew. All right, we're going to jump off here and enjoy a steak on our new Weber Grill, and stay tuned for more interviews on the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show in the coming weeks. WrestleMania over. Looking forward to getting back into our weekly routine, and then getting back with AIW. And
so tired.
Yeah, doing some stuff with them, but yeah, jet lag and the time zone change. Not used to it just yet.
Yeah. Congrats to AIW. Huge weekend for them, too.
Oh, yeah.
Former AIW champ Seth Rollins, now WWE champion.
There was a really quick. There was a video that somebody made of Rollins wrestling in front of 10 people in a theater, coming out to no reaction, and then now the video of him winning the WWE Championship, or World Heavyweight Championship, at WrestleMania. That has to be an amazing feeling for Rollins, and hopefully we get to catch up with him soon. Get him back on the show.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys next week right here on CLE Sound. Make sure to check out all the shows on CLESound.com. Everything that you're interested in, I'm sure we have a show for it right here on CLESound.com. Support the station and also support us. Like, subscribe, comment, rate our podcast and all the platforms out there you listen to us. And give us a shout-out. Follow us on Twitter at GlenmoreCLE.
At The Steve Guy.
And make sure to stay tuned for more episodes of the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show right here on CLESound.com.